Hi everyone, I'm FMGreeno and welcome along to episode 16 of the GREENO Tour, my FM21 journeyman where I am currently the manager of Stirling Albion. And today we face a big test, a trip up to one of the league's big boys, Dundee. So it's been a couple of months since we were together last, and things are going pretty well, to be honest. As you can see, we sit 5th in the table, which is not bad at all for a team that's just come up. But what actually makes it remarkable for me is the fact that we are the only semi-pro team in this league. Every other team here is a professional club. We're only training in between matches once, twice a week if we get the availability to do so. These are all professional clubs. They're training all the time, and we are above 5 of them in the table. So that is pretty damn spectacular if you ask me. If we look at how we've been getting on, so we were last together for the Ayr United game where we lost 3-1, and I thought that was going to be a bit of a reality check for us. But we've done okay since then. We welcomed Falkirk, beat them 3-1. Unfortunately, Dundee United was a step too far. We lost 3-1 to them. But since then, we've been undefeated in 7 matches in all competitions. Wraith, we beat them 4-0 away. That's a great result. We played the SPFL Trust Trophy game against Hearts Reserves, beat them 3-1. Livingston, 2-0 win for us. John Terry is under pressure as manager there. Couple of draws then. Partick Thistle, Morton and Ross County, drew all 3 of them. Faced Ayr again, this time in the SPFL Trophy, and beat them, so that puts us into the semi-finals. We've also been drawn in the Scottish Cup as well, away to Stranraer, so there's opportunity to move forward in that competition. So overall, things have been going brilliantly, and therein lies a bit of a problem. We've hit that time of year where teams that are starting to struggle in the league are often thinking about replacing their manager, and as you can see, there's a big long list here of teams who are currently looking for a new manager. Now, of course, the majority of these I wouldn't be able to move to because they don't fit the criteria of the GREENO Tour, where I have to have seen the team play live in a match or been to the stadium for some other reason. But you'll notice here, Budapest Honved at the top, who are a team that I have seen play live, and I've been to their stadium. Those are 2 separate things. I saw them play at Gür in about 2014-15 maybe. And went to their stadium just because I was in Budapest and looking for something to do. They have me as the leading candidate for their job. Now, there's one good reason for that, because they've already offered it to me. Now let's have a little look at the comparison between the 2 clubs before we make our decision on where we're going to go. So here's the overview of Stirling Albion. As you can see, the club is valued at about £1.2 million, semi-pro, 2-star training facilities, below average 1.5 stars on the youth. Not a great reputation. Okay finances. We are obviously in the black, or about 300,000 in the black. Wage budget's about £11,800 and about £30,000 left in the transfer kitty. Stadium holds 3,800. Some of it seated, some of it terracing. You know, a decent club, but the question I'm asking myself is, how far do I think I can really take this team? Obviously, in this league, we're the only semi-pro team, and we're doing all right. But are we ever going to get past the likes of Dundee United, Dundee, Partick Thistle, and whoever comes down from the Scottish Premiership? Are we going to be able to get past them as a semi-pro club and get up into the Premier League? It's tricky, isn't it? Let's go and look at Budapest Honved and see how they stack up. So the first thing to note is that the Hungarian First Division is obviously a step up from the Scottish Championship in terms of reputation. Scottish Championship is the 56th best league in the game, and the Hungarian First Division is 36th. Also, professional club Budapest Honved against semi-pro. Good training facilities, good youth facilities, a decent reputation, and secure finances. They've got an 8,200 capacity ground. It's an all-seater ground built in the last couple of years. So that's a decent stadium. Lovely floodlights. We like floodlights in Eastern Europe. Pretty cool. So, again, on the face of it, that's a step up right from the offset. If we take a look at their squad, we can see, again, an upgrade. So we have brought in a couple of players at Stirling Albion who are valued at 250k plus, but the majority of the team are valued at less than £50,000. These guys I mean, they're not world beaters by any stretch of the imagination, but they're decent enough players. So players like Ugrai, now he's a Hungarian international, can play anywhere across the front line. Marton Epel is a Hungarian international striker, bit of a target man type. Gazdag has also played for the Hungarian national team. He plays in either midfield or attacking midfield. Then you've got the likes of Sankovic, he's a Montenegrin international. Boton Barat is a centre-half, plays for the Hungarian national team. Who else have we got here? Aligi is an Albanian international. So you can see immediately we've got decent international players down through the squad. It's looking hard to turn down, isn't it, to be honest? The other thing to bear in mind, if we go back to the actual offer, now I'm on £850 a week at Stirling Albion. They've offered me 2.6k. That's 3 times the amount of money. Transfer budget of £3 million against 30 odd thousand, and a wage budget of 51k against about 11.5. I think there's only one thing we can really do, isn't there? It has to be said, I have really enjoyed my time with Stirling Albion, and there have been some players who have been with us right from the start and have followed the whole journey. The likes of Dylan Bikey, Johnny Mitchell, and of course Andy Ryan, who's been an absolute superstar on our march up through the leagues. And there's been players that we've strengthened with along the way, the likes of Chris Solly, Eastwood in goal, good solid pros who've improved the squad as we've been going along. And I think this season we made some really good, astute signings who are going to push this club safely into mid-table, I would say, in the Championship. I don't think they're going to be in any danger of going down at all. So there's definitely no argument that we've left the club in a much better position than we found them. But the Honved job is just too big to turn down at this point. So I think, as Andrea Bocelli would say, it is time to say goodbye. So let's go into the negotiations with Honved. We're not going to go too gung-ho. It would be quite nice if they'd give us another couple of £100 a week. They don't seem to want to do that. Let's see if they'll give us £100 more. They will. So we're going to get 2.7k a week. I think that's a fair deal. And so here we go. We are going to finalise the deal. Exit the talks. And we are going to be off to Honved. So let's see what the club have to say upon welcoming me in. So apparently it's a move which is sure to spark plenty of heated debate, me leaving Stirling to join Honved. Not quite sure if that's the case. I'm not sure too many people will care. Stirling are going to be looking for a new manager and have been paid $22,000 in compensation for me. I think I'm worth every penny. I've cleared out some of the backroom staff. Now Honved are currently 11th in the NB1 in Hungary. They were predicted to finish 5th. So there's work to be done, but the squad on paper should be strong enough to do it. And they've lost 3 of their last 5 games in the league. Here are the club's aims for the season. They want me to develop players using the club's youth system and play entertaining football. Well, I'll do my best for sure. Got to work within the wage budget. Avoid relegation this season. Well, I'm sure I can manage that. And reach the quarter-final of the Hungarian Cup. Then we have to work towards being recognised as the best of the rest, whatever that means. I guess taking Ferencváros and Fehervar out of the equation, maybe they want us to be the 3rd or maybe 4th best team in Hungary. Something to aim for, and then just to become recognised as the best of the rest. They're not expecting us to challenge for the title at any point. We've actually taken over at a pretty interesting time, I think. So the World Cup is going on in Qatar at the moment. It's November 2022, and as a result, there are no league games currently. Now, it's a bit of a weird setup here in Hungary, the way they've done this. We've got like a 3-week gap now until a league game against Győr, who are the team I actually support in Hungary. Oh, look at that. Love that place. So we've got a gap until we play them, and then it's the winter break. So why they didn't just go straight into the winter break, I will never know. But that's what they've done. And the winter break is full of friendlies. So what's the point of having one? But at least having this break in league games gives us an opportunity to whack in a couple of friendlies, me a bit of time to assess the squad. And what we'll do, we'll come back and play that Győr game as our first live action with Honved. Well, despite the lack of match action, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It's been interesting for me to go through the reasoning as to why I'm making this move, and it's definitely a big opportunity and a big step up, moving into the bright lights of Budapest and saying goodbye to Stirling Albion. But if you have enjoyed it, please drop a like on there for me, And if you've got any comments about this episode, the move I've just made, or the series as a whole, I'd love to see them below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the series, please consider doing so. Got a lot of well, Hungarian football action to come up now. Obviously, I've just moved to Hungary in this save, and I'm running a save with the Hungarian national team too, called the Mighty Magyars. So go and check that out too if you haven't already. It just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon for some action with Budapest Honved. Bye for now.